Hi guys, Brian here with this week's video vlog. And the thing I wanted to talk about today was creating meaning. And this has come up quite a bit in the past week in conversations I've had with people and in coaching sessions. And it's something that I like to talk to people a lot about and try to understand is the meaning that we give to life and certain situations and certain experiences, and how we give it that meaning, because everyone gives meaning to things in a different way. For example, three people can be involved in the same incident or event at the same place at the same time, but they'll each have a different experience, and they'll tell that story in a different way, with giving it their own meaning. Because there's what happens to us in life, and then there's the story we tell ourselves and others about what happened, which is not based on the facts, it's based on our interpretation of what happened. So we give meaning to things all the time because we need meaning in our life. And without meaning, things feel pretty meaningless or not meaningful, or lacking anything that's kind of important or worthwhile. And given that I work with young people and I coach them, and I sometimes coach their parents, I'm always asking the parents about how they're helping young people, like their young people, create meaning in their life. Because if they're not helping them think for themselves in creating the meaning of certain experiences or what happened and what that means to them, it's going to come from other places. And usually for young people, it comes from the media or their peers or somewhere on the internet. And it's not always the best meaning or the most positive meaning. So I guess the message behind what I'm trying to say here is, when something happens to you, good or bad, but probably more so when a negative thing happens or a challenging thing happens, or you have some kind of failure or setback, stop and think about what meaning you're giving that experience. And you do this one of two ways. You can either react to what happened or you can respond. And the difference is, when we react, it's usually a spontaneous thing driven by an impulse or a feeling, without control, without thought. And when we respond, it's where we stop and think about, all right, what happened here? How can I respond to this? What can I do differently next time so it doesn't affect you? You can kind of move on from it. And I always tell people to try to respond rather than react. So if you have a negative experience, something that has affected you or set you back in some way, don't react, respond, and create a meaning. Make it a positive meaning. It doesn't always have to be positive, but at least a diplomatic kind of grounded meaning, where it's not going to hold you down by what happened. So it's not like all the pain and misfortunes holding you back, but rather it's an opportunity to move on and to learn and to do something different. So that's kind of my concept for today, is how do we create meaning? How do you create meaning? Are you creating meaning in a negative way or a positive way? Is it helping you grow, or is it holding you back? So something to think about.